grab my little screen. Thank you very much. There we go. Thanks everybody for joining us today. It's Friday, January 10th, 2025. Get this adjusted here. I think now, yeah, my whole screen is visible there. All right. So today, we're just gonna run through the charts real quick again. There's not much to report. It's pretty much the same sentiment as what we've been seeing earlier this week. Silver seems to be crawling its way up a little bit, pushing up against this resistance. We've got gold behaving the same way, getting some nice upward action here. You can actually see there's a new channel formed at a new rate. This rise here, that there is now present, this accelerated rise. Who knows? I mean, shoot, Paul could be totally off base on everything that he thinks is going to happen. But the gold here is looking like, yeah, it could very well come back up and find some resistance at the $2,700 level. We'll see how things progress. Dow Jones still hanging out nice and low, which is probably why the gold and silver is continuing to rise up, simply because the Dow Jones is not actually showing us any desire to go up the last while. We've got a lot of whenever there's catastrophe, there is insecurity. And I would suspect that, given the amount of disclosure that's coming out, Trump and his lackeys are going to need to really make sure that they save the day, and that's just going to require crises, the amplitude of their crises to make it look like they're saving a bigger day. And so that's, it's a little bit conspiracy theorist, so to speak, but that's why I believe we're seeing a lot of stagnant price action right now. And this uniform, like, I don't want to say uniform, but this type of price formation, this has been like this for a while, where there are just some average movements and then whiplashes happening. And that is something that is very indicative of market manipulation. If there was, there wouldn't be so much of this whiplash going on if the markets were actually following a trend. This is just really suspicious looking charts. It's nothing's real. Nothing's real. Global 30 crypto index. So this one here, we can see it's definitely, it's created a new low here. This is especially the alts are going to be whiplashy here. Once Bitcoin reaches a new high, we'll probably see a little bit more consistency within the altcoins. Right now, it's whiplashed all over the place. Like, take a look at how Ethereum, it was looking like it was going to go up there for a while. Now we're forming some new lows, pushing back against this old consolidation zone here, back from November. We've got Cardano. It made a great run and retraced. Gave us a bunch of hope here in the last little while, and then came back down to settle around this average. This average price point here at around 93 cents. Solana, same idea. A little bit of an excitement there, and then it come right back to where we were prior to the excitement there at the beginning of the year. So a lot of the insecurity that we're seeing is, I think it really is just people waiting to see what's going to happen. It's actually quite interesting. There are people within crypto sphere, on Twitter especially, who are talking about how, I guess that was it, and they're already closing out their trades. That is what we call a bear trap. Okay, so the market goes up, gains some new levels, some new price action, and then as it comes back down, people start to panic, and they sell thinking, oh, I'll buy later. And that's called a bear trap, because when they sell, as they sell, that gets scooped up and the price continues to go back up again. And this is something, remember, when we were looking at how Bitcoin behaved all this time, all-time history index. Nope, I want the, oh, that's what the problem is. There we go. I want this one. So with Bitcoin, we go back to the early days, right? Here's look at how this happened, right? This is when the 2012 election happened. Then there's this first jump and then this drop, right? This drop here was what we call a bear trap, where people thought, oh, I guess that's it. Well, the bear trap is where you do not want to sell, because that's where your greatest gains end up. Same thing happened here after the 2016 election. You know, went up right away out of the gate, went up 71%, came back down. And we had that's another bear trap right there. And then it continues to skyrocket. Now, every time that's happened, it has happened to a lesser degree. Here's 2020. It goes up and it comes back down again. This rise here was 205%. And then it comes down 27%. And then it continues. This was the bear trap. That was 2020? Yep, that was 2020. So where we are, 2024, nice big rise, goes up. What is this? 55%. And then it retraces 15, 40, 14%, 15, yeah, 14, 15%. So this is a bear trap, is what it is. We very well may go ahead and retest 76. We could even retest where we started in the election. Very unlikely, but it could very well coming back to retest 75,000. We have to recognize that this bear trap could be a doozy because of how much they want to profit. Remember, they have to reach some major goals. The AI, collectively, all of these people that are getting into AI, they've all committed $250 billion. NVIDIA, BitTensor, OpenAI, Microsoft with their ChatGPT, they want $250 billion out of this. Rather, I should say, they've pledged $250 billion for this. And in order to get that, they need to take it from us. And so this here is a bear trap. They're wanting people to sell their positions to them so that they can get better positions going forward. It's just how it works. Like it or not, that's just how it works. So moving on, Ethereum holding its own right now at about $3,200 US. This squiggly line here, I do anticipate we're still going to be following that. Of course, this line here doesn't show that, but it's definitely well within reason for us to see. I do like the fact that this high here did beat out the previous high. That is encouraging. And the fact that our lows have been getting higher. That's also very good. Cardano, same idea. Lows are getting higher. This brand new high made at the beginning of December, that there is indicative of where we're headed next. Solana, same price pattern pretty much. Just catching that bear trap. But look at how beautifully it just touches on this previous resistance. This is definitely coiling up and ready to go. Here we've got injective token. That new high is all we need. That's my confirmation that we're ready for the next level. The fact that the lows are getting higher, still very, very positive charts. Fetch, looking almost identical, especially over the last few weeks, looking identical to Injective. Polygon, same idea with that bull run at the beginning of the month. 3 Protocol, finding new lows. Woo. Remember, this is a social trading platform. And oh my goodness, the social trading is definitely picking up. The number of users coming in is going up quite a bit simply because of how many people are coming on board. And we're not noticing it in the reflection of the price. Well, there was this high that was created here, but it's not really being reflected in the price yet. And I think it's just because Ethereum, some of these other altcoins really have to show their strength yet. Once they show their strength, we're going to see those layer 2 coins like Woo take off. Destra, definitely in a league of its own, simply because of how much it is being utilized, even within big tech, for an infrastructure, and coming on to getting listed on Binance soon. As a result, that will definitely be taking off. 0x0. Now, at this point, because of where 0x0 is compared to Destra, I actually am starting to think that 0x0 might experience more growth. Just because, not much. It's just because the way that the charts are right now, comparatively to the all-time high, 0x0 is a ways away from the all-time high. It's 100% growth to go back to the all-time high. Whereas with Destra, to come back to the all-time high, it's only 42%. So I see stuff like that, and I'm thinking to myself, now, again, don't do this. But the temptation is to take some of the gains that I've got from Destra and throw it over into 0x0 because the potential is greater. Remember that if you start chasing those kinds of assets, now you got to spend more time in front of the computer, and you have to consider whether or not that time is actually going to give you the ROI you want. Why? Because not all your calls are going to work. Not all your calls are going to pan out the way that you want. So what's my strategy? Well, my strategy is simply just what you're wanting to do is sell the greed and buy the fear. That's really, people say buy low, sell high. And that's accurate. But a more, even a better way to look at this is I am buying people's fear and I'm selling their greed. So as they get greedy, I'm going to be selling. As they get scared, I'm going to be buying. That's my strategy. Right now, people are still trying to figure out what's going on, but they are definitely starting to get scared. Like they're going to miss out because of how much they've lost over the last little while, right? A whole bunch of people came in. Lots of people. The volume went up quite a bit. Let's go ahead to Bitcoin dominance, because that's another thing that we should really take a look at every once in a while. So market dominance for Bitcoin. This here, like after this whole time here, as Bitcoin increased its dominance, it peaked out at 61% of the entire market. 61% of cryptos were in Bitcoin. Well, that's not at all close to the all-time high. Of course, back in the day, there wasn't much else. So Bitcoin was, of course, the large majority. But this big jump here, coming up to 61%, that's actually really quite something. And I think that what we're as we see the price fluctuate within alts, we're going to see Bitcoin dominance go down. What it goes down to, I don't really know. We can't really follow this as far as support and resistance like we would with price action. So yeah, I don't know that it would be worth it to draw lines and all that stuff here. But this here, this drop is indicative of how many people are coming on board and then moving their money elsewhere. So we're going to see, I believe we're going to see this market dominance for Bitcoin likely hang out here for a while before it starts to really take a dive as the bubble takes off, simply because of the opportunities that are available. The opportunities to profit in Bitcoin, unless you're doing leverage trading, they're getting slim. They're getting slim. So yeah, market dominance is something to consider when we're looking at these patterns. IOZ network, this one here, see, it's found itself some support here just inside. Let's go to the 2-hour chart so we can see a little bit more detail. You can see how, yeah, this adjustment here, rather this rectangle, I might adjust it simply because of how extended this range has gone. This top end here, I'm going to go ahead and put it, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put it there. And then what this does is that it accounts for these lows here. That is part of this range, and because we're seeing it happen again here. So I just kind of adjusted that rectangle a bit to be more reflective of where that support and resistance is in this range. Next, anyone? Oh yeah, just bouncing off of that. Let's look at this from this perspective. Oh my goodness. Look at how beautiful that ping down here. Oh boy. Again, that's coiling up with this high up here. These lows not going down below the lows from December. This here is definitely coiled up, ready to spring into action. I visualize the markets right now like this compressed spring that's just going and getting people scared because they're like, oh, it's never coming back. When in fact, it's going to launch out of that tube like a rocket, and it's going to be wild. ARK hanging out at 3.2 cents right now. Definitely on sale, considering that it's supposed to go to $1 as well. Link, saw some great news about Link. They actually have some screenshots of some of the AI work they're doing. This Link AI, I have definitely a greater appreciation for their work. They're focused on making sure that the labor in front of computers goes down, so that you can start just making voice commands with your phone, and it'll talk to your computer and do your work for you when you're not at home. Kind of like how we're supposed to be using computers. They're supposed to do the work for us, like in Star Trek, right? Computer, tell me where data is. And then it figures it out and then tells you. That's what computers are supposed to do. It's supposed to do your work for you, not make you spend more time in front of the computer doing work. And so Link AI, they had some screenshots out on their Twitter today, showing people how this is coming together, how this is working. You're going to get this computer, or you're going to get this AI installed on your computer that now is capable of operating an AI. Some of the new chips that are coming out from NVIDIA are making it like 4 or 5 times cheaper to get into a computer that has the components required and the specifications required to run an AI privately. So Link, their software is it's poised to take a lot of the labor of, oh, I need to move this thing out of my calendar. Oh, I need to respond to these emails. Oh, I need to whatever your computer operating system ends up doing, something that AI needs to do for you. And they're all just parameters. Where are you clicking? What are the buttons you're touching? The other thing to consider is how many times you can find keystrokes to do shortcuts. Well, if it's a keystroke, then you're not having to use the mouse. That reduces the time in front of the computer. The mouse is actually only helpful when you are manipulating graphics. But when you're trying to give computers commands, the mouse is actually very, very highly inefficient. And I'll give you a case in point. Um, I am quite surprised at how many times people don't go Command C, or on PC computers like Windows computers, it's Control C, and that just copies the text that's selected. And then you can go Command V or Control V again on Apple or on Windows computers, and that pastes it. But so many people, they will go ahead. Let's go find some text here. They go ahead and, let's just grab this text here. They select it, and then they're using their mouse to right click. So that's another click. And then they got to move their mouse again to copy. And then they got to move their mouse again to go to the next tab. And then they got to move their mouse again to find the location, move their mouse again to paste. And then finally the text is there, right? Whereas if you use keystrokes, it's so much faster because I can go here. It's selected now, right? So it's selected. Command C, change tabs, which by the way, I can do that with keystrokes. I don't have to use my mouse to change tabs. And then here, I just use my mouse one click and paste. So that process is way faster. Well, those processes, those are just keystrokes. Those are commands. Well, AI knows all those commands. You don't even have to tell AI, oh yeah, copy this and put it over there. You just tell AI to do its job and it figures out what it needs to do to get the job done. That's going to save a lot of time in front of the computer. That's why I learned keystrokes as much as possible, because going like this with your mouse to do everything, oh, that's painstakingly, painstaking. Just get computers to do it for you, and then everything will be fine. So, Link, thank you very much for your work, and thanks for showing some screen shares on what you've got coming down the pipeline, because that makes me feel like I did a good job investing. Next, WorldCoin, finding these lows at this range here. You know what? In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put another box, because that box you can see how much price action has occurred up and down within this range. So this is we're definitely in a good spot there. Neural AI up. Thank you very much for being one of my more profitable plays at the moment. I know we're not even close to out of this yet. With $10 US, and with as new as it is, Neural is right alongside with Fetch and even Link AI, getting these computers to do our work for us. Beam. This is something I just remembered yesterday. We were talking about organizing these assets into categories. I definitely need to do that, because we want to make sure that we're talking about these coins in a more constructive, or rather, to give these coins the context of where they are at in our trade plan. That's what we're after. So this area here, I'm going to make this box. In fact, I'm going to extend it a little bit, because we can see how much this price action here touched underneath. And yep, beautiful. So this high here that we had at the beginning of December, we got that bear trap action happening here. Folks, the alts are going to be volatile during this, probably the next couple of weeks. So hang on tight. Don't worry about what the balance is saying. It's all unrealized gains anyways. PAL still crawling its way up there. It's performing very, very well. I think this is because of, there's increased talk about how PAL is going to be added to the exchanges. FAR still hanging out nice and low. Good job. Stay here. I don't want you growing too fast, because I want to put my AI gains into gaming so that I can get the gaming gains on top of the AI gains. Don't overlap. Make sure that you keep your bubbles separate because that's how the market does it. Actually, I tell the market what to do and then it obeys. That's a little trick I just showed you. IMX, yeah, found support. I mean, look at how it's just conglomerating right around this price action here, right here at the tip of this. Oh, this is just the spring load is getting painful to watch. It's kind of like, you know how you if you were to give someone like a strong man, right? Give him a bar and he bends the bar, right? And it's, got the spring. And so it just goes back to original. But imagine, this strong guy going ahead and pressing down on like a 200-pound resistance bar, right? And he's bending it in half. And you're standing here as he's bending it, right? And if that thing goes off, if that doesn't go right, that thing is going to go wham and hit you in the face. That's how I feel the markets are right now. It's like this pressure of a compression. Like it's a compression and almost like a collection of energy. And it's when this thing takes off, it is going to take us by surprise. We're going to be hooping and hollering on that day. Clearpool finding some new lows, which is great to see. That means that it's time to go and buy up some of that fear. In fact, it looks like it bounced off of old support or old resistance here. So yeah, definitely. I'm going to be putting some in there. Add to the bags, folks, because the direction that this is going, like this Clearpool, oh, I'll bet you Clearpool will 25x. Seed World, same thing, same idea. People are wanting to get their computers to become the asset that helps AI process its information. And Seed World is going to be a part of that. Bonk, of course, my meme coming back down to my buying levels probably means I should buy, but it is just a meme. Not too concerned about it. Non-playable coin coming down, finding some new lows here. Yep. Long ways back up to the all-time high. And folks, I do want to just add, can I add one? Let's see if I can add SPX. Which is the one I want? Which feed? Do I want the wormhole one? That's a good question. I am going to go ahead and grab. Oh, no, I don't have enough room in my account. What can I get rid of, folks? What do we not want to watch so much anymore? I might take out Bonk because I'm not that interested in where it goes. I would rather have SPX than Bonk anyways. So SPX, there's the USD price off of MEX. Yeah, I might just take that. Yep, let's just take that one. So remember, folks, SPX 6900, as big as it is getting, it is definitely still a meme coin. And right now, let's go and click on it. There we go. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Finding some new support here. Might actually come down and find support, actually touch the old high here at 98 cents. That would be actually nice to see. So hopefully I'd say nice to see because then we know we've got that support. And it would be another buying point for me. I bought in here, I think around $1.25 or something like that. Nope, that's January 9th. I got it probably closer up in here. Yeah, somewhere in here is when I got it because I saw that nice little growth and then it came back down again. So I think I bought somewhere in there. All right, so there we go. There's the charts for today. I'm going to open things up here. Going to stay live for questions, comments, queries. And yeah, That's all I got right now. Can't think of anything else. Does anybody have assets that I don't list that I should probably add that you would want me to have to cover more regularly? Because I can clean out some of this here. I don't think I have IMX, but you do, right? I think, Audrey, you have
Yeah, well,
IMX, right?
I can watch that. That's okay.
Yeah, might take that one out. It's a good asset though. It's in a good position, especially if you take a look at overall. Yeah, it's in a good position. I'm going to keep that one up. Let's look at. Man, these are all so good. It's just it is what it is. Yeah, these are all good. I'm just going to leave it for now. But if there is something, let me know, and I'll just throw it up on the screen, analyze it. Any crazy news anybody's heard lately that needs to be addressed? We have to bring up. And yeah, I don't see anything else. I'm just looking at my feed here to see if there's anything that I can pull from to yeah, I don't see anything else right now. Even in my Twitter feed. Yeah, definitely this one guy, Alex Becker. I follow him quite closely. I'll share with you his profile. This guy here, really crass, very don't care what you think about me. He'll do YouTube videos of himself. Oh, here, let's move this over. He'll do YouTube videos of himself holding a desert eagle in his hand as he's talking about cryptos, right? So he's definitely out there. Tons of followers, obviously. His thing is marketing. I actually followed him before crypto stuff. I followed him regarding marketing for small business, and he just took off because he's so good at it, and built a company, Neo Tokyo, and he actually markets coins. And so sometimes what I'll do is I'll take a look at what is on his portfolio as a marketer to see what projects are coming forward. This is how I do research, folks. I don't research by, just scanning and looking for ideas. I follow people who have drive within the industry I'm looking to follow. And this gentleman here, he knows what he's doing. And some of the coins that we've talked about, he doesn't talk about which ones specifically, but I know full well that his company is marketing for some of the coins that we're holding. Which ones specifically, I don't know, because he doesn't say so. But when you go and watch his YouTube, you realize, oh yeah, he's shilling some of the coins that are within the realms of AI, gaming, so on and so forth, and he's marketing for them. That's his job, and so he gets followers because of his engaging videos. And again, crass. Do not watch with kids around. But he's very, very good at what he does. Very, very smart, knowing how these trends go and nailing them. Like he's nailed a lot over the last few years. So that's one account that I would recommend if you wanted to follow. His calls are good. He's actually launching his own meme coin. He's got a huge thing at it too. I don't know, does he have it here? That's his newest video. It's hard to say. Yeah, so like he posts his self-defense armory and stuff like that all the time. Can't find. Yeah, there he is with his there he is with the big gun. I can't remember it. Justin Trudeau blocked him because he called him out.
Heaven
Yeah, like
forbid.
this guy goes all, he doesn't care. And it's funny to watch. But he's got a meme video, or a meme that he just launched, or is launching rather. Here he's talking about Destra. He's launching his own meme, and he's not taking a single cent off of it. He's doing it for fun, just to see what would happen. He's got
Oh, you talked
1.2
about him
million
before.
followers. I have talked about him before. Yeah, yeah. Great guy. Great guy. Just be aware that he's very, very crass. Like some of his jokes are even, I feel, kind of off-putting, but yeah, there's Mel Gibson on Joe Rogan. That's quite the interview, in my mind. And there's Trump laughing with Biden, or not Biden. What's his name? Obama. Yeah, that's his name. I always forget. It's not like he's that important of a guy. But here you go. You know, they're at Carter's funeral, chuckling and laughing. There's video. They're just chuckling and laughing with each other. They hate you. They want you to die, and they want to make sure that they profit as much as possible from it. That's their job. That's what they get hired to do. And it's all good because it makes our victory all the much sweeter. All right, 8 o'clock. I've got my next appointment coming right up. So thanks everybody for watching, tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for market analysis on Saturday.